Hello students, today we will discuss magnetic properties of the materials. As you must be knowing that magnetic properties of the materials are linked with their electrical properties. Means the material which is having the electrical nature will also be associated with the magnetic properties or magnetism. On the basis of the magnetic properties, the materials can be divided into the three categories. Either the material may be diamagnetic, or it may be paramagnetic, or it may be ferromagnetic, depending upon the magnetic nature. As you must be knowing that the materials which are diamagnetic in nature, they repel the magnetic force of lines, means they are repelled by the magnetic field, and the materials which are having the paramagnetic nature, they are attracted by the magnetic field. And if the paramagnetism exceeds a certain limit, it converts into the ferromagnetism. Ferromagnetism means highly magnetic in nature, like iron. So ferromagnetic materials are the materials which are highly attracted by the magnetic field. So to define or to explain the magnetic properties of the material, we have to consider the force F, that is magnetic force F, which is acting between two magnetic dipoles, and this magnetic field is given by capital F is equal to m1 m2 upon mu r square, where m1 and m2 are the pole strengths of the magnets and r is the distance between the magnetic poles, and mu is called the magnetic permeability. What is the magnetic permeability? It measures the tendency of the magnetic lines of force to pass through the medium compared with their tendency to pass through vacuum. Means how many lines are passing through the vacuum when it is compared with the material, that how many lines are passing through the material, it is represented by the magnetic permeability. Generally, for vacuum, the permeability is taken as 1, that is mu is equal to 1 for the vacuum. And a substance is said to be diamagnetic if value of mu is less than 1 for it, means mu must be less than 1, its permeability must be less than 1. The substance is called the paramagnetic when its permeability is greater than 1, slightly greater than 1 you can say, and if the value of mu is very large in comparison to 1, that is mu is very greater than 1, the material is said to be ferromagnetic. The following figures, figure A, figure B and figure C, shows the passing of magnetic force of lines through different substances. Figure A shows the passes of magnetic force of lines through vacuum, whereas figure B shows it is for the diamagnetic. It is very much clear from the figure that for a diamagnetic substance, the magnetic force of lines are repelled by the material, means they go away from the material, whereas for a paramagnetic they pass through the material, and for ferromagnetic this case enhances, means more and more lines pass through the material. So when a substance is placed in a magnetic field, the magnetization, which is represented by capital M. What is magnetization? Magnetization is the magnetic moment per unit volume. That is the total magnetic moment of the material when divided by the volume. It is called the magnetization. And this magnetization capital M is related with the magnetic flux density. Magnetic flux density means how many lines are passing through unit area or unit volume, which is represented by the capital B. And the magnetic field. Magnetic field means strength of the applied magnetic field. The relation between these three quantities is capital B is equal to mu naught in bracket capital H plus capital M, where mu naught is called the permeability of vacuum. This magnetic flux density capital B is related with the magnetic field capital H by the formula capital B is equal to mu into H. And when we put the value of capital B in above equation, we get the equation mu H is equal to mu naught capital H plus M. And when we bring mu naught on the left hand side in denominator, we get the quantity mu upon mu naught multiplied by H is equal to H plus M. When this equation is simplified, how can we simplify this equation? When H is brought on the left hand side, we get M is equal to capital H, and in bracket we are having mu upon mu naught minus 1, or we can say capital M is equal to capital H and in bracket mu r minus 1, where mu r is the ratio of mu and mu naught. You know, mu is the permeability of the material and mu naught is the permeability of vacuum. It is called the relative permeability of the medium. A very important quantity, that is magnetic susceptibility chi, which is represented by chi, is defined as chi is equal to M upon H. You know both the terms M and H, or this is also equal to mu r minus 1. Chi can also be represented in the form of molar susceptibility chi m, which is equal to chi m is equal to Vm multiplied by chi. What is the molar susceptibility? It is the susceptibility of 1 mole of a substance, and here Vm is the molar volume. What is molar volume? Molar volume is the volume occupied by 1 mole of a substance. Now, magnetic susceptibility is related with magnetic permeability as follow. Now, you can correlate the magnetic susceptibility with the magnetic permeability, and they are correlated with each other by the equation chi is equal to mu minus 1 upon 4 pi rho. You know all the terms here, you know chi, you know mu, rho is here the density. Density is mass per unit volume. And when we talk about the molar density means the mass of 1 mole of a material divided by its volume. 4 is a constant and pi is a constant. Now, how can we correlate the chi with the different magnetic materials? For diamagnetic material, the value of relative permeability is less than 1. Mu r is less than 1. It means chi is negative. So how can we define a diamagnetic material? A diamagnetic material is that material for which the relative permeability is less than 1 and the susceptibility is negative. For paramagnetic, the mu r is slightly greater than 1, so chi becomes positive. So how can we define paramagnetic material? A paramagnetic material is that one for which the relative permeability is slightly greater than 1 and the susceptibility is always positive. And when the value of mu r becomes very large in comparison to 1, that is larger than 1, then chi becomes more positive. So what we can say, that for ferromagnetic substances the relative permeability is very greater than 1 and the magnetic susceptibility is highly positive. Now we can further find out that how much the susceptibility or permeability of a material depends upon the temperature. So this correlation between the temperature and chi can be correlated with the Curie's equation, and this Curie's equation is chi is equal to C upon T, where C is called Curie's constant and T is the temperature in Kelvin. Remember, here we take the temperature in Kelvin, not in degrees Celsius. For ferromagnetic substances, Curie law slightly changes and it becomes chi is equal to C upon T minus Tc, where C is again Curie constant, T is the temperature, but here Tc is a new term and this Tc is called the Curie's temperature. For antiferromagnetic material, what are the antiferromagnetic material? The materials or substances for which the magnetic domains are anti-parallel with each other. For those, the chi is equal to C upon T plus Tn. Again here C and T are the same as we have just seen, but Tn is here different. It is called the Néel's temperature. What is Tn here? Tn is the Néel temperature. Now following are the graphs which show the variation of the magnetic susceptibility with the temperature. First graph shows the variation of susceptibility with the temperature. From this graph it is very much clear that paramagnetic nature of a substance decreases with the rise of the temperature. Means we can say that as the temperature of a material is increased, its paramagnetic nature decreases. Second graph shows the dependence of the susceptibility with temperature and correlation between the ferromagnetism and the paramagnetism. From the graph there is a dot in the graph, and this dot, when it is plotted on the x-axis, it crosses or touches the x-axis or temperature axis at point Tc. Tc means Curie temperature. So what is the Curie temperature? Curie temperature is the temperature above which the material behaves as paramagnetic and below which the material behaves like a ferromagnetic. So Tc is, you can say, is a transition temperature between the ferromagnetism and the paramagnetism of a material. Third graph shows the relationship between the antiferromagnetism and the paramagnetism on the basis of temperature. From the graph, it is very much clear that at the Néel temperature, antiferromagnetic converts into the paramagnetism. That is, below Néel temperature, the material is antiferromagnetic, and above this temperature, the material behaves like a paramagnetic behavior or paramagnetic nature. So this is all about the magnetic properties of the materials and how they are correlated with the permeability, susceptibility and relative permeability, and what is the Curie temperature, what is the Néel temperature, and how the magnetic property of a material depends upon the temperature. That how with the variation of temperature the magnetic behavior of the material changes. So this is all about the magnetic properties of the material. On next turn we will turn about the hysteresis, that is the magnetic behavior or graph of the magnetic behavior. That's sufficient for today. Okay, thank you.